waste another minute on your crying when we're near the end. The best is ready to begin. Ooh, long as we got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, you and me. We gotta be the luckiest dreamers who never quit dreaming. Today's Wednesday, maybe Thursday. March 8th or 9th, respectively. This is episode 34 of Deadbeat Son with your host, Tré Lamb. That's me, and that's this. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Today, man, today the pod is coming out late, and I get that, and I apologize. Starting off with an apology. I don't do that a lot. I do. I used to. When I was more Canadian, it's a big thing we like to do is apologize. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. But I made a promise. I made a vow to the listeners of this podcast that it was going to be out on Tuesdays. And I didn't follow through. So right out the gate, Deadbeat of the Week goes to me. This guy right here. Me. Tell you why, not following through on my promises. That's a deadbeat move. And I got that in me. I just got that in me. I got that deadbeat in me. We all got that deadbeat in us. And it'll try to come out. It's going to try to come out, and it's going to try to, take over your life, man. Some people let it. Some people just let it completely take over, and they do debaucherous, deadbeat stuff, Well, pardon my lapse in productivity. I have one excuse, and it's not an excuse, but it is my excuse, and that's that I was sick, man. Oh, man, you hate to be sick. Like that. Man, I don't get sick a lot. I get sick maybe, twice a year, maybe once or twice a year. And boy howdy, it got me. Oh, brother, it got me good. And man, it was coming on for like a week. It's now been an entire week, this whole thing of when I was starting to get sick, and I'm at the end of it now. Don't worry. I won't get you sick. I promise. It's behind me now. But that's why the episode's late. Man, because it's not just that because I was sick, dude. I was sick, man. I was sick. I was feeling it coming on. Felt it last week, Thursday. I go, something's up. Something ain't right, And, whatever, I'll just power through it, but I didn't have it in me. I had to power through it because I was doing shows too. I was doing shows with. Not only was I doing shows, I was doing shows with Dan Soder, who is, I mean, by far one of my favorites. Like, one of my favorite comedians, writers, people. I mean, role models. I mean, this guy, man, I got such a crush on him, dude. You know, he he's just so funny, dude. And it's just so loose and just so like got tons of funny voices. He's just always having fun, dude. You know, that was what I took away from him. I didn't take it away from him. That's what I took from getting to know him and stuff. And he had one of my, when I was, I mean, this must have probably 8 years ago, maybe, where he had a joke that I heard, because he also grew up with a single mom. And his joke was, he had a joke, growing up with a single mom is like being raised by your roommate. Oh, man. And that's the joke. I'm sure there's more to it, but that's just like so perfect. It's on one of his specials, but like it's just so concise and perfect. And I always thought, as soon as I heard that, I was like, man, I don't even know if I had started comedy. Maybe I just started comedy. And I heard that joke, and I was like, man, I just hope one day I can write a joke about single moms that is as good as that. And I haven't done it yet, but I've got some single mom jokes that I'm pretty happy with. So I got to meet him. I got to hang with him. Got to freaking hang out, riff bits, do shows. We were in the green room just shooting back and forth some ideas with this like bit he had about, because we both had kind of a similar idea about Steve-O, where it was just Steve-O saying funny stuff, right? I don't want to give away his stuff in case he wants to put it out, but I mean, fuck it. Who's going to watch this? Where my idea was like something about how, these guys like Steve-O are trying to get all righteous now, and they're trying to get all like holier than thou with like sobriety and stuff. And it's like, oh man, it's just really sad that people would destroy their bodies for the purposes of entertainment, dude. And I'm like, is there a fish hook in your mouth, Steve-O? Like stuff like that. That was my idea. His idea, which was far better, is that like Jackass today is just because they can't do stunts anymore, so it's just them trying to get canceled. That's way funnier. And we were riffing ideas back and forth in the green room, and then he went and tried them out, some of them on stage. It's a really cool feeling, you know. He is the absolute man. He's so cool. And but I felt it. So anyway, I felt, you could feel it when you're getting sick, right? You feel it. You feel something's off one day. You go, geez, I better not be. It's okay, though. We'll assess the situation, one day at a time, right? So I get through Thursday, Friday, feeling worse. Oh, man, that's not a good feeling. Powered through it. Saturday, dude, I was a freaking mess, dog. I was like, man, I felt like such a bum. I was just sleeping all day. Got up just in time to get ready to go do the shows. Just knocking down Dayquil. get to the shows. I was buzzing, man. I was buzzing off Dayquil. I didn't know. I forgot. I guess I don't do. Like I said, I don't get sick a whole lot. So I didn't remember the part of Dayquil that makes you feel like you're fucking tripping, dude. I was at I was on stage in it was like sold out shows, and I'm on stage in front of these people, and I'm just like, I just felt so disconnected. That's what I think. That's what and then being sick, man, it'll just do that to you. It just takes you right out of the race. I don't know if that's how to say it. It just takes you right out of your it's like it's like you're traveling down a road, right? And you're like, that's every day. You're going down this road, and that's you're doing the things you need to do. Okay, I gotta do this, gotta put out a clip, gotta make a freaking podcast, gotta do my chores, gotta do my job, gotta blah 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 blah. And then you get sick, and it's just like a freaking you just get shoved right off the tracks, like in East Palestine, dude. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm pretty much like Ohio right now. I feel like I've been derailed. Yeah, I do. And it's tough to come get back into that. You know what I mean? When you're so in the zone, man, and then every day you're just like doing the thing. You're showing up every day. You're showing up. You're doing the thing. Yeah, maybe, you're not getting the results that you are hoping for right away, but it's a long game, right? So it's just every day. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. And then you just get shoved right off the tracks. And suddenly it's like, oh man, it's just so hard to get that stuff going again. Because you're out of it. You're out of it for even just a couple days, even just a day, even. And it just feels like everything else is just going without you. That's what you know that feeling? Everyone's just doing the thing without you. It's like in school. It's like in recess, and the end of recess, and everyone, the bell rings, and so everyone runs up back to the school to get in line to whatever, go back to class and everything. And I'm just hiding under the frickin', I'm just hiding in the sandbox. You know what I mean? Or I'm just hiding in the jungle gym, dude. I'm just hiding there. I got some fucking snow packed around me. I built a little igloo. And I'm just hiding. Nobody knows you're gone. You know what I mean? That feeling where it's like, dude, I don't think anyone knows I'm here. And then they're all going back and getting right back on track, back into class and back into doing their thing and learning their freaking ABCs and which, what's going on with this, their genitalia and hormones. And I'm just sitting there outside thinking like, yeah, this is my life now. I'm going to be an outdoorsman. I'm going to live under the play structure. It feels like you've been living on a mountain. I'm 11 years old at recess, but I got like a full beard. You know what I mean? I look like I've been hiding from the government. And the craziest part is I don't really care. That's what bothers me. That's what kind of scares me too a little bit is I lose that part of me that's like cares, about doing all the things and like showing up every day. There's just part of that just wants to just like, yeah, just let someone else do it. And the problem with that is somebody else will. That's how you got to that's why you got to stay motivated, man. If you want to accomplish the thing, you got to keep showing up, because if you don't, someone else will. You know what I mean? There's always somebody who's ready to go, or thinks they are, and they'll scoop that spot up, baby. They'll scoop that spot up. Oh boy, howdy will they. I only know what it's like to be sick as a guy, too. I don't know what it's like to be sick as a woman. I don't know if it's probably not that different, but you still got shit you got to do. You still got to show up. You still got to get to work. But, you know, there's a thing where, you know, I'm just so vulnerable. You know what I mean? I just feel so vulnerable when I'm sick. I'm freezing. I'm curled up into a frickin' ball, and I'm just like, you know, god damn, you just want to be taken care of, you know? You get that feeling where you want to be taken care of, but you don't want to burden anyone with having to take care of you. That's a dilemma, right? I wish I could have that in me to just allow people to just, take care of me, you know, do things for me, you know what I mean? But there's still that piece of me that's like, no, I got it. I don't want to bother you. I don't want to get, you know, don't go out of your way, you know? Because, man, when I'm sick, oh, man, I turn into a baby. Oh, you know you love me. I know you care. Just shout whenever, and I'll be there. That's what I want, but I don't want that. You get what I'm saying? Man, do I turn into a little bitch when I'm sick, dude. I'm just like rocking back and forth. I feel like I'm going insane sometimes, dude. I just got a freaking blanket wrapped around me. I get anything with a sharp corner gets taken out of the room. I don't have shoelaces. Like, I feel like I'm going insane. Just sitting there, just rocking back and forth, just muttering, you know? I'm sure I put it on a little bit, too. I'm sure I probably make it a little more dramatic than I ought to. But, hey, man, you know, I'm usually the reasonable guy. I'm usually the reasonable person, right? So, pardon me if, you know, once or twice a year I get sick and I need to be held. Okay? God forbid I want to just curl up on somebody's lap, okay, and have her fucking put her nails and fingers through my hair, okay, and just put on some Dr. Phil, dude. And I can't even do that anymore because he's gone, you know? Like, oh, man. That was it, you know? That was tops. I think I'm trying to get back to that. I think I need someone who can provide the feeling of being at home with Dr. Phil on TV, and we're just getting through it, you know? That would be nuts, too. When you were, like, a kid and you were homesick and, you know, all there was to watch was Price is Right or Dr. Phil, hey, if you were a Price is Right kid, you're, God bless you. You know, you're well adjusted. I'm sure you know, you don't have a lot of problems in life. And you know, you don't ever need an exact answer. You just need to get closest to it, right? You just need to be as close to it as you can without going over. If you were watching Dr. Phil when you were sick at home, God help you. You know, like, I mean, we're talking 10 years old, and you're like, I feel so bad. I don't feel well. So you throw on the TV, and now it's like, well, this man, you pop on Dr. Phil, and you're just like, this man, you mean to tell me that you murdered your mother and your father and your sister? And there's just some kid who he's like, yeah. And then what did you do with the bodies after you murdered them? And he's like, I ate them. And you're like, oh, what? You ate them. I ate them. And it's like, oh, what? And just like, what the fuck? You know, it's just, I'm half asleep, you know what I mean? I'm all hopped up on children's Tylenol. You ate them. How did you do it? And then he's like, I put them in, you know, I cut them up into bacon strips, and I freaking, you know, made. If you were watching like Dr. Phil though when you were a kid, I mean, God help you, and you know, reach out if you need anything, because man, you know, you're just like a child. You're like 9 years old, right? And you're just flipping through. You're over The Price is Right. You've seen this episode, or you've seen every product. You just know every product. So it's not even a challenge anymore. And so you put on Dr. Phil, and it's like, today we have a young boy who was abandoned by his parents, and he found them 10 years later, and he murdered and ate them. And you're like, what the fuck? And we have that boy here today. And then it's just like some kid. It's just some kid who's just like, just some kid who looks like this. It's just like this guy. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Now, tell me, why did you murder and eat your parents? And he's like, because they left me homesick. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, is that me? Oh, no. Right? Like, just seeing the most horrific stuff. Now today we have a young lady who her favorite pastime is taking acid and finding elves in her backyard and stomping on the elves. But then when she came to, turns out the elves weren't elves after all. They were babies. You're like, what? What? I'm trying to comprehend. My brain is frying from a fever and from trying to comprehend this crazy shit, dude. That's a lot. That's what you get for not going to school, right? Kids in school are learning their multiplication tables. They're learning what 9 times 7 is. It's 63. But they're learning this kind of stuff. And if you didn't partake, you're watching Dr. Phil, or you're watching Oprah. Oprah didn't come on till later. It was just Dr. Phil, baby, or Judge Judy. Man, did I want to get with Judy. I think I did when I was a little kid. I think I had a thing for Judge Judy. I can't remember for sure, but have someone check on that. But yeah, dude, you were learning some hardcore shit if you didn't go to school. You know what I mean? But he's gone now, man. It's so crazy that that one of the biggest moments in Dr. Phil's career, where the entirety of his show was Daniela Bregoli, a.k.a. Bad Baby, a.k.a. Cash Me Outside Girl. I mean, imagine your legacy being tied to somebody like that. She's lucky that her legacy is tied to Dr. Phil. You should be so lucky. But I think she has too much of I don't know. I hope she doesn't have too much of a stain on the Dr. Phil legacy. It's Pedialyte, folks. That is for babies, alcoholics, and people who are sick. Yeah. Or you were watching Law and Order. If you're watching Law and Order, God, I mean, you're a legitimate sociopath. I mean, my mom wouldn't even let me watch Itchy and Scratchy on The Simpsons when I was a kid, let alone a fucking double rape homicide. You know, an episode around centered around a double rape homicide. There's no way. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm in a funk. I'm out of the loop. I'm fucking off kilt and trying to get back on track. So I'm going to do what I can. Send in if you got, any stories or examples of when you were homesick, anything interesting that happened then. We'll talk about it. If you were, if you've ever felt just like disconnected from just freaking everything, dude. I think it's got to be normal. It's happened to me, which means it's happened to other people. And I feel like talking about it is all right. Can be helpful. And just knowing that you're not alone. Knowing that it's not like a you problem, right? It's just like a thing you're going through. It's not something that's wrong with you. It's just something that you're going through. And we need people, man. We need to help each other out. So if yeah. Go ahead and reach out with any of that stuff, Would love to talk about it, love to hear about it. I don't even have to read it on here. If you just want to like talk to somebody, do it. Because I know, man, it's tough. It's tough when it feels like everyone's still doing the thing and you're just not. And you're just like watching it all happen without you. It's, I don't know. Come see me in Vegas, April 7th and 8th. That's a month away. So you can come get tickets at wiseguyscomedy.com. Come see me, and it'll be a good time. Merch. I got merch. I'm wearing merch. I did a merch drop. Check it out at TréLamb.com. That's also where you can get tickets to all of my upcoming shows. Vegas, Salt Lake City, Idaho Falls, frickin' LA, San Diego, San Francisco, bunch of stuff. So yeah, I guess that does it for today. Thanks a lot, everyone, and Hopefully we'll be feeling better next week. Okay, episode will be out on time. I'll be feeling better, I'm sure, and we'll be right back to it. All right, take care, everyone.